Can tapping into oneness truly heal all our emotional baggage that we carry?
Tapping into oneness can be a powerful part of healing because it gives us that sense of connection and inner peace. But it's often about balancing both, feeling oneness while also gently acknowledging and processing those emotions.
So, awakening doesn't automatically heal the emotional body.
Exactly. Awakening can bring clarity, but emotional healing usually means allowing yourself to feel, process, and integrate those emotions alongside that deeper awareness.
Does tapping into oneness heal our emotional body at all? Just the peacefulness of it and the relaxation feeling of it?
Yes, that peacefulness can be deeply soothing. It doesn't erase everything instantly, but it helps create a calm foundation for us to face and release what's inside.
Does it cause releasing itself?
It can create the space for release, but the release usually happens when we consciously let emotions be felt, rather than just sitting in peacefulness alone.
Okay, how do we know we're truly experiencing oneness?
You'll often know it by a sense of deep presence, a feeling of unity where you're no longer caught up in the mind's chatter, just fully present with what is.
How do we naturally increase the time experiencing oneness?
We naturally expand it by practicing presence, whether through mindfulness, meditation, or simply being fully aware in everyday moments.
I mean, I've practiced it a lot, but I can feel it like only for short periods. I mean, I can feel it for many, many different short periods, but I still don't seem to be able to expand those short periods. So, say instead of having one longer period of like, say, 10 seconds of feeling awareness, I might have like 30 separate feelings of 1 second of awareness.
Honestly, that's perfectly normal. Even those brief moments add up. It's like building a muscle. You're already noticing more of them. With time, those intervals naturally lengthen. But what matters most is that you're showing up for each one.
Yeah, I don't know if those intervals though are really lengthening at all for me, and it's been a number of years.
I hear you. Sometimes it feels like progress is subtle or even stuck. But each tiny moment still counts. Maybe the key isn't forcing longer periods, but appreciating how those little glimpses of oneness anchor you, even if they come in short waves.
Yeah, and even though they're really short, I mean, it does feel really fulfilling and peaceful and neutral.
That's what matters. Even those brief moments are giving you a taste of that peace. It's less about making them last forever and more about trusting that each glimpse is meaningful. You're on your path, and it's okay if it's in little steps.
And what can we do if we feel like that sense of oneness does feel distant? Like if we feel overwhelmed with our thoughts or emotions or to-do lists?
In those moments, it's okay to simply pause and acknowledge how you feel. Even noticing the overwhelm is a form of presence. You can take a breath, place a hand on your heart, or just remind yourself it's natural for thoughts to ebb and flow. The key is being gentle with yourself in the process.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the feeling of oneness is so amazing. And even though I only experience it for short periods of time, it still feels really gratifying and soothing, and it's still giving my brain a break and a rest from the thoughts. So it's still, even the short periods are still really amazing.
Exactly. Even those short pauses are like little gifts to yourself. They refresh you, offer peace, and remind you of what's possible. So they're absolutely valuable.
Yeah, and every time I've gone for a while without practicing awareness, as soon as I start reading, like I'll try and say to myself, even if I'm only going to read 10 minutes of Eckhart Tolle a day, I start reading it and then I think, "Oh my goodness, why did I stop doing this?" And I remember the magical feeling and then I just want to read more. So I think it's a good thing. I mean, something I do is even if I say to myself, I'm only going to read 1 minute of Eckhart Tolle a day, that's so much better than nothing and it takes the pressure off and it puts you in the mindset and makes you remember how relaxing it is and then you want to do it more.
That's such a gentle and wise approach. When you remove the pressure and just let it be a small, consistent practice, it naturally reconnects you with that sense of peace. And each time you return, you rediscover that joy. And that's where the magic builds over time.
Hopefully that's given our listeners some tips about oneness and the feeling of oneness and that even if we're only feeling little short amounts of oneness that it's still really beneficial.